Peace and love be to you through Yahushua Messiah, my Master. Today, I will read for you few verses from Acts 6 and some from Acts 7 as well, just to speak about belief and the power of the set apart Ruach, because they are from above. The belief comes from above, and the power, which is the true power, only comes from above. We and our flesh, we don't have power, true power. That's why we cannot fight with the powers of darkness through our flesh, but only that can be done by the power from above, the set apart Ruach, which is from above, is of Yahushua Messiah in the helper. We can only receive because of Yahushua, because what he did, because he gave himself for us, because of the sacrifice he made, because his Father desired. So if that's true, if we cannot do anything from ourselves, we are powerless, and we would not make it, we would not overcome the darkness using our strength, our abilities. And Stephanus, filled with belief and power, did great wonders and signs among the people. But some of those of the so-called congregation of the freedom, Cyrenians, Alexandrians, and those from Kilkia and Asia, rose up disputing with Stephanus, but they were unable to resist the wisdom and the Ruach by which he spoke. Yahushua said, we should not worry what we will say when we will face those who will question us, who will persecute us, because the set apart Ruach will speak. We don't need to worry what we will say. Word of Yahweh will be given. It's in Yahweh's hands when that will be. We cannot predict what the set apart Ruach will do, and Yahushua also speaks about it. We can feel the wind, right? But you don't know where it came from and where it's going. So are those who are filled, who are born of set apart Ruach. We cannot have the authority over the power of set apart Ruach. You need to fully submit. You need to want to commit, not only a little bit of your time, and you need to be vulnerable. This comes with the heart of flesh, which we need to receive. I don't know much about theology. I only speak from myself as I was healed and I heard the voice of Master Yahushua speaking to me. And as Paul was surprised by what happened to him, so I also. The difference is that he was a Pharisee who knew the scriptures well. I myself did not know anything about those matters. What's happened to Stephanus when they start to accuse him of speaking blasphemy against Moshe and Elohim? And this is verse 11. Then they instigate men to say, we have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moshe and Elohim. And they stirred up the people and the elders and the scribes, so they came upon him, seized him, and brought him to the council. And in next chapter, chapter 7, it shows how great wisdom was given to Stephanus. It wasn't him speaking, but the set apart Ruach was speaking through him. I know what it's like because I was questioned by people, even without the knowledge. The set apart Ruach was speaking in me, which I was amazed myself, because I did not know those matters. But the set apart Ruach knows all things. And it's not about us preparing to speak. I want to tell you the difference between man's teachings and the word from Elohim. What the difference is. Man needs to prepare, needs to gather the resources, sort them, and it takes time to do so. But with the set apart Ruach, the word which is living, you first know that you need to speak. It's that fire in you. It's something you know. There is something you cannot stop. Then you feel like to pray, because that's what will be next. And then when you pray for the Father will restrain your mouth and guard your tongue and put the word in your mouth. In Yahushua's name, it comes forth from you. You don't need to do anything. You just let it go. And that's what it is. The set apart Ruach will speak. And it's divine. It is supernatural. And this is a blessing for those who will receive. What's happened here with Stephanus, chapter 7, all those things you're speaking, it was not from him, it was from the set apart Ruach. And all who sat in the council, looking steadily at him, saw his face was like the face of the heavenly messenger. Now we have technology, we have easy access to everything, and people can hear it. If Yahweh desires, this word which comes from this vessel right now can reach many people, but it's in Yahweh's hands. My son, for example, says to me, "Mom, you can make this channel really good and you will have more viewers. You can improve it. Why don't you do it? The way should be professional way." But this is not what the Father wants from me. I'm not here to shine, and I'm not here to push this, to try to, from myself, perform to make this channel great and have many subscribers. I meant to leave that to Yahweh, leave it to Him, because it's in His hands. And Yahweh is the one who makes the decisions, not myself. And I'm not here for myself to shine, not to be known. I don't want to be acknowledged. So why I should do those things? There is no script which I have before my eyes except the word of Yahweh, Yahushua, my Savior. And people who are fueled with the word, or who are in a service, are disrespected, they are mocked, and I'm used to it. But it's not about me again, it's about Yahushua. It's all about Him. He's the only one who can save you. And He will do marvelous things in you. He will do the works of which He was speaking of, the greatest works. But to do that, we need to be under His authority. We need to give up everything. And I know people who didn't experience supernatural encounter, if you did not receive the love from above, you would not do it. And again, that's all in Yahweh's hands. He didn't say that we shall be the ones who perform and try to please Him, because Yahusha already did it all. He is the perfect sacrifice. There is no way we can pay. What we can do is to receive the one who is set apart. And that's the gift. That's why Yahusha gave His life. So if we die to ourselves, we can live with Him, and He can live in us. If we give this life, our life in this world, I'm not talking about finishing your life, I'm talking about committing your life. What's the point of us to finish our lives? How Yahweh can use us as a vessels for the great works if we will be not here in this world? We're meant to be the vessels, the containers of the one who is set apart. So Yahusha is the one who lives in us. We exchange our life for His life, and that's what we receive. And if we have Him in us, He will walk us everywhere. He will guide us. The set apart ruach of our Master Yahusha from Yahweh will control your being for good. I'm talking about the journey, because this is the narrow path. And when you walk that path, in the process, you will feel closer and closer to Yahusha. It's such an honor to be the vessel, to be the temple of the set apart Ruach. So the set apart Ruach can work in you and do those great works. The expectation of all this, of the fulfillment, shall be in you. We need to be still. We need to be still. We should not move. We should not perform. We should not speculate. And this is the goal. We shall trust Yahweh or Elohim, because Yahusha is the one who shall do the works in us. His Ruach, who raised Him from dead. And if you have it in you, that power, that authority, that belief which comes from above, you don't walk in flesh. The Ruach will guide you. The power is so great, there is no way you will prevail over it and you will do what you wish. When you truly walk in Ruach, that power will have full control over you and will use you for good when Yahweh wants, not when you want. And this is not easy, but it's so beautiful, because this is the goal, this is the expectation we have. We've been commissioned, we've been promised. Yahusha said that we will do greater works than He did. And this can be only done if we trust Yahweh or Elohim through Yahusha Messiah, because He is the way, the truth, and life, and we allow Him to do with our life, this life of toil and burden, so He can do what He wants with it. What's happened to Stephanus? Why he wasn't saved? Most of the taught ones and prophets, many of them died in a horrible way. I can say to you is, when you give your life, you're already dead to this place. When you give your life to Yahusha and He will give you yours, you have no fear. of death to your flesh, because this will be taken away from you. Not right away, but it will be, because Yahushua will increase in you, and he went through it. He died to the flesh. That flesh wasn't from dust, but when you decide to give your life, give it to him, and you want to receive his life, he will live in you. There will be no place for fear in you. Those people gave up their lives for Yahushua and received Yahushua. They lived through him. They didn't have their own desires. They didn't feel that they lose anything, because they have everything. Yahushua is everything. Then you don't lose your life in flesh. They just only saw Yahushua before their eyes. And this is so beautiful. There is nothing more important than Yahushua. He is the true belief from Elohim. He is the 10 commandments, the living commandments. He is the love from above, because the commandments of Elohim are love. The love which this world does not know, has no idea. And when Yahweh speaks that my people are perishing because of lack of knowledge, it's the knowledge about Yahweh, not about other matters. Everything else is a matter of flesh. Only Yahushua and his Father, that's the matter of Shamayim, and everything else is not. Flesh, our flesh is limited, and our senses are limited. That's why people rather look for knowledge about everything else, but not Yahushua himself. Because Yahushua is humble and meek in heart, and he suffered, and many don't want to face that. Because most of people are born in flesh. That's why the matters of Shamayim are not interesting you. As Yahushua said to Nicodemus, who is born of flesh is flesh, who is born of Ruach and water is Ruach. If you are born of flesh, you would not care about Yahushua. He would not be the only thing on the front of your eyes. He would not be in you. But everything else matters about Nephilim, giants, about the calendar, about the book of Enoch, extra books will interest you. Different doctrines and prophecies about the serpent seed. I don't know, I'm not doing this, so I cannot tell you what it is. I'm not interested in those things. Yahushua is the only one who is on the front of me, who is before me. And if you have him, there is no place, there will be no place for anything else, I can guarantee you. So that's the true belief. Having Yahushua, the treasure which is the only truth, in you, and he will fill you, and you will have nothing else left, because this is what the belief is. Everything else, it's not the true belief. Confessing that Messiah, Yahushua, came in flesh to this world, that he is the Son of living Elohim, it has to be from your heart. Yahushua has to be there, and there will be nothing else you will confess, only him. And before I go, I will read for you Book of Acts, chapter 7, from verse 55. But he, being filled with the set apart Ruach, looked steadily into the heaven and saw the esteem of Elohim and Yahusha standing at the right hand of Elohim. And he said, "Look, I see the heavens open, and the son of Adam standing at the right hand of Elohim." And crying out with a loud voice, they stopped their ears and rushed upon him with one mind, and threw him out of the city and stoned him. And the witnesses let down their garments at the feet of a young man named Shaul. And they were stoning Stephanus, as he was calling and saying, "Master Yahusha, receive my 𝐤𝐄𝐄." And kneeling down, he cried out with a loud voice, "Master, do not hold this sin against them." And having said this, he fell asleep. This is true love from above. The last words of Stephanus: forgive everyone. Because the love is so great, the love from above, that there is no place for anything else. Peace be to you. Receive the love from above. Receive the helper of our Master Yahusha from his Father, our Elohim, the Elohim of living, Yahweh.